Hello, welcome. It's the 24th of April. Hello, welcome if you're new. I thought I would look into May. What's coming up for May? Oh look, lovely sunny card. I've just shuffled. Oh, stability. I mean, sometimes when I do this and I finish my cards, I wonder if they're relevant. When I finish shuffling, I always wonder if what I finish with, which I just have, is relevant. Or if I've been thinking something, I see the cards, I'm like, yeah, that's relevant. And that's a lovely sunny spring card, May, opening, stability. What did I land on? More things stopping, perhaps? I've got meditate, I'm not sure that's relevant, I don't know. I'm just saying it could be coincidence. Look how that's landed, protection and freedom. Well, then maybe meditate was relevant. Reconnect with your inner spirit. Maybe we're starting to, everything's starting to change and go backwards. Self-acceptance, you are so much more. Maybe we've got more to come. But anyway, I'm going to look into May. I'm not sure when I looked into April what really transpired. I thought there was some kind of battle. I remember having a military card, but trouble is you don't even know what's going on behind the scenes, so it's hard to know what happened. It'd be easy if you saw things in publicly in a way, then you'd be, oh yeah, that happened, yeah, that did happen. Anyway, I'm going to look into May with my new cards. Right, May. What does May 2025 look like? Any big surprises? Any major tower? Kind of looking forward to a tower where things change in a big way. What does May look like? It might be mundane. Although I've just looked at those cards, look like more stability. Okay, so May is more about more wisdom and knowledge. So we're going to gain more knowledge about more insights, more insightful things that are happening, more things coming to the fore. So this is, I've always had this card for a long time. This card is about wisdom. And I had it like last year, so I feel like we are slowly, like the lantern is slowly showing us the path we have been on. And so maybe this could be the beginning of changes, or even changing back. Things are changing back, like things that they've changed over the last 20, 30 years. Perhaps things are changing back as well. I've wondered that with the rulings recently, if things are starting to go back. And not just that, like say Agenda 2030, things are slowly being dismantled and changed. That's what I wonder. I really do feel that actually with this card. Oh look, celebration. That could be the white hat. So yeah, it definitely feels like brick by brick, very slowly everything's being dismantled. And maybe that's what the Hermit is about, the knowledge of that. We're starting to see, gosh, look what this, we don't know our world because it's been so changed, so in every area, even down to the little children's school curriculum. Right, what does May look like? Any big surprises? Oh, lots of action. I want to go for this one, but I should use my other cards because I have an advantage because I know it's a justice card. However, the other cards, I don't know what they are, but I wanted to go with this one. So what does May look like? Well, a lot of justice. So could be court cases, legal papers, legal situations, anything that is what was wrong will now be righted. I always feel with that card, holding people to account, and it's a major card. So May is all about justice, going for justice, getting justice. Hangman. It's another major card. It's like, hang on in there. Things are coming to the fore. Things are coming to light. but they might take a bit of time. These things take time to work through, obviously, not only because they're major cards, but because if they're legal things always take forever. Okay, so what does May look like? Oh my goodness, that's really exciting. That's really exciting. May, and it will be beyond May, could be from this point forward. This is a Wheel of Fortune, karmic card, together in the situation. So the situation is a Wheel of Fortune. It changes, and this wheel, if it's not been great, it's going to be fantastic. It's like the opposite. The wheel turns. So basically, all the things they've done, all the things that we didn't really like, or they've, done things, I feel like all of those things will start to be changed and actually change back. And one of my questions was, I was actually thinking, just a side note, because of the ruling in Scotland of the Supreme Court, the definition of a woman, I was wondering, I thought to myself, I wonder if things are slowly turning back, before all this ever happened in a way. And that really does feel now the wheel's turning, and that does feel, I don't need to ask that question anymore. That I feel like I have my answer. Yes, the wheel is turning. So all the things they've done will slowly start to go. It may take time, which makes me think even the television stuff will go. I always had the newspapers one day will change. This celebrity column that we all look up to, I always got that would change. I got celebrities' jobs on TV will go to more average, just normal people, not just celebrities that have maybe earned their craft. But when that's all going to happen, I have no idea. But slowly, it does feel like brick by brick, things are changing back. And, this is about fairness. It could be that now our world just becomes more fair and balanced because, as I said, you train for 3 years in drama school. You've got no hope of getting a job on TV. You've got no hope of being successful. You don't have to be rich, but, being successful, those jobs will never go to you. And even things like that, I feel, we will be living in a much fairer world. Okay, but May, even though the changes are happening, it could still be, there still might be some struggles, there might be some setbacks, but it's happening. It's just may take more time. I always feel there could be some pushback, but it's like it's happening anyway. It's like you can't really change it because it's like, I even wonder if, because I've been thinking about the Supreme Court ruling on the definition of women, which would change women's spaces, toilets, changing rooms, etc., which I did look at yesterday myself, and I got that we will get clarity on that, because I know the government aren't really saying much about that right now, but I feel there will be clarity on that, and I'd actually think that they will move forward with that. That's what it looked like. And the reason why I mention it is because that was very confusing for a lot of people, because you sort of you've said something and then you take something away, and that sort of creates a bit of upset, confusion. What's going on? I don't really understand. Why would you do this now? And I do think because things are changing back, not just that ruling, but there may be other things that are very confusing, like, what's that about? And that, maybe people felt that maybe people will feel like they're losing, not control, but the control is changing. Like, you can't do anything about it. If a court comes along and does a ruling, there's nothing any of us can do about it. And it may be that there are things some people are happy with, maybe other people won't be happy with. And maybe that's why I have this card, because this is a bit like confusion. And this is a new direction under the Justice card. So this is looking at things in a completely different way. That also may be this is why it's a bit frustrating because people aren't really understanding what's going on. I suppose it is confusing because it's really, at the moment, you know, even if you look at the newspaper, you're getting articles on the swords, but then they're still doing them in the surgeries, and it's like, I don't get it. And nothing really makes a lot of sense, and perhaps that's what that is more about as well. What card shall I'm going to pick one of these for May, but as I said, it's changing, and that's it, and that's that. It's a major card. Oh wow, look at this card. I like these cards, they're really helpful. Look, clarity. Who are you really? This is the thing, people might start thinking, what's going on? My world is changing. I'm reading it, you can read it too. Security and clarity. Wow, when you have, it has lost connection with the physical world. That's amazing. I found, first of all, when I got these cards the other day, and I've done a little talk on them in my other 2 mini videos on life and love. When I first got these cards, I thought, well, they're not my favourite. I really like them, but they're not my favourite because they weren't glossy. But I love that they're common plants. But they weren't my favourite. And then now, recently, I've been doing videos with them, and just the wording is spot on. And actually now they could, you know, they could be my number 1. Or close. They could be joint number 1 with these. But they honestly, they work so well. Okay, so that was a really good answer. I'm going to pull one of these for May. What does May look like? So I didn't get a tower, but I did get legally things will be changing. Legally, and like justice can be like morally, ethically. What else is justice? Fairness. Anything you can think of with justice to you, what that would mean. Okay. Oh, balance. Things going back into balance. Balancing things out perhaps more. And guides. Now, guides could be guided. You know, guided. I do think we are going back. Excuse me if you heard me cough. I'm not sure I paused it. I do think we're going back. So I'm going to actually, I wasn't going to ask that, but I am going to ask that now. So that's exciting. More the wheel turns forward. You know, may not have had our EBS, may not have had transparency in the world yet. You know, I would love that, but the wheel is turning, and that's all we need to know. That's fantastic news. So I want to ask now, all the things that have been done over the last 20, 30 years, all the damage that has been done, and I mean damage in terms of, you know, climate change and, there's so many things that they wanted for Agenda 2030. You know, the education in the schools for the little children. I was going to do that. I might do that on the other video. Is all that now changing forevermore, and it will never be as it was? Like the damage that's been done over the last 20, 30 years, is that being changed slowly every single day, and it will slowly completely eradicate? So it's like maybe the last 20, 30 years didn't happen. That's my feeling of how it's going. But it's slow. I will admit that. Like as if we're transformed back to the 80s and, you know, we were just lived our normal lives and didn't really realise what was going on, what they had planned, and how much it then changed after that. Okay, so it was like, this is how it used to be. Like, we were just happy as we were. Just happy as we were. But then things started to change. See, look, this is how it used to be. Celebration and just general happiness. And then it sort of changed. It was almost like it was too good to be true. There you go. What did I say? It was almost like it was too good to be true. And then things started to change. It's a very disappointing card there. However, my question was as well, is everything that they've done over the last 20, 30 years, is that slowly changing? And that could well be that they tried to make this happen. They tried to change everything in our quality of lives and our way of living. And it didn't quite work out. And actually, I do think that means that, because then I have a Mr. T and it's almost like it stopped. It feels like that situation changed. Okay, sorry, I always have to check it's recording because I have a habit of not pressing record again. So, yes, and it actually looks like now, fast forward, I don't have any major cards. So it may not be all of it changes, but it may be like a lot of it changes. But it feels like it's moving quite quickly in a completely different direction. That was the direction they wanted it to go in. And now it's like, woo, winds of change. And this is a fast card. Things working out much better. Justice. Knowledge coming out. Justice as well at the same time. Holding things to account. So I think that already we are probably more comfortable than we were. Like, it's like what they've done to our lives. I think this is as bad as it could be, in a way, with the, the control and everything like that. So the question was, is it changing day by day? And in a way, the last 20, 30 years, one day might be, you'll feel like, oh, did that even happen? I wonder that too. It'd be like, it just changes and this is our whole new world and it just feels so different. It feels, maybe I didn't get any major cards because it doesn't quite feel like that just yet. It still feels like you've got one foot in the golden age, one foot stuck with our governments, and it feels to me very antiquated because a lot of us are becoming really spiritual, but then we're sort of being held back by, I'd say, the control, the government, the rules, the regulations, and everything like that, and the restrictions, and free speech and everything like that. Anyway, I'm rambling. Success. Fantastic. That feels really nice. Success. There you go. Can't say the name of that plant, I'm afraid. Success. That's nice. Success. Wow. What one do I want? I'm going to go with the blue one. Success and joy. Oh, look at these flowers. Aren't they lovely? Look at this. Joy. Let's read joy. Rose is comforting and soothing, infusing your heart and soul with gratitude and joy, helping you stay centered and loving towards yourself and others when it's needed most. Rose reminds you to be open to the sweetness of life and support your personal growth, whatever the conditions surrounding you may be. I mean, that just fits the situation so well. And it may be that one day we have the sweetness of life back again, the naivety and just how it should be. Anyway, I rambled. So there you go. It looks like May is a month of the Wheel of Fortune and justice. So big changes, justice, could be some pushback. Not everyone's going to be happy with maybe some of the decisions. But it feels like it's a big restructuring, slowly restructuring. So last card for May. May, what does May look like? Move. So things are starting to move. Moving forward. Anyway, good to know. We're not going backwards, we're only going forwards. Have a great day. Thank you for watching my video.